Welcome back, race fans, to another episode of the B4evaKool podcast. And wow, what a weekend we just witnessed at Termas de Redondo for the 2025 Argentina Grand Prix. This race had everything: drama, strategy, and some breathtaking battles on track. From the first lap, it was clear riders were not holding back. From the front runners went wheel to wheel, and just when you thought one had the upper hand, another one would dive on the inside, reminding us why MotoGP is the pinnacle of motorcycle racing. Now, let's not talk about the tire choices. Some gambled, some played it safe, but in the end, the right call made all the difference. And of course, Argentina wouldn't be complete without the passion of the crowd. The energy was electric. The fans were on their feet, and the atmosphere absolutely unreal. MotoGP in South America, always special. And this past weekend, no exception. Who will come out on top? Who left heartbroken? And what does this mean for the championship? Stick around as we break it all down lap by lap right here on the B4evaKool podcast. And with no further ado, let me introduce my first guest. Welcome to the show, Cheetah. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing phenomenal, Rexy. How are you, man? How are you?
Hey, listen, man, I can't complain. I got to pinch myself. I'm out here in Seattle this for a few days, taking in the sights and enjoying myself. But I'm still doing the show. You know, the show must go on.
Absolutely, man. It's an amazing show. We must make it go on. Everyone needs to be informed and see what the people have to say about it, especially the casual fans.
No doubt, no doubt. And I'm gonna have one question for you guys as I bring everyone in. But how's your week? How you doing?
Week is great, man. Another week with MotoGP. How can we complain? Just another beautiful track, another beautiful week. So excited, man. Just excited.
All right, man. Louis Ortega, welcome to the show, man. What's good, man?
What's going on, Rex? How you doing?
I can't complain. I think we may have to invest in some brooms when we talk about Argentina track, because there's some issues going on. But how you doing, man? How's your week?
Good.
Are you as excited as Cheetah is to talk about this MotoGP race?
Yeah, this was a good weekend, man. This across all the classes, it was good. It was an interesting event. I mean, we haven't been to Argentina. We weren't in Argentina last year, and a lot of the things that went down this year, some of them could be expected, some of them were unexpected. But it was a really good turnout. I mean, the audience, the attendance was super high, so that was great. Unfortunately, I think this is the last year that we're going to see that track. But, next year, I think Brazil is going to bring a whole new flavor that we haven't seen in South America. So again, it was a great weekend, lots to talk about, and I look forward to chewing it up with the guys.
You start looking at travel arrangements?
Nah, I'm not going to Brazil, man.
All right, no doubt, man. Well, welcome to the show. Let's keep it moving. Last but not least, Trax Starz. What's good, man? How's it in NY?
Man, the weather's playing tricks on us. It's hot and cold. It's like a little bit like my wife. I don't know what I'm gonna get, but it's gonna be action packed. You know what I'm saying? New York is always on.
I know you must be like, you got that under control already. So when something comes flying, you can duck, right?
No, that's a fact. I'm looking out for her.
That's what's up, man. Did you enjoy MotoGP?
Man, let's not even talk about it. I'm gonna hear Louis' mouth all show, man. All show. But I'm ready. You gotta take the good with the bad.
Let's go. Let me get right to it, man. Why can't they do like baseball and cover the track when they're done with it, so that way when they show up, there's no dust? What's going on, guys?
Man, talk to him, Cheetah.
Cheetah, you muted.
Let me say this, man. Did I not say that this man was gonna put another lasso around his brother, or at least try? Golly, what do we see some predictions coming for the near future, man, in these next few races? At least who's going to be podiuming, right? I think a lot of us have changed our mind on who we're going to bet on after this race. It's the second race of the season, solidifying a lot of people and what they're trying to be set out for. Is Pecco starting to show his true colors? Man, is Ayagura on something new now, especially for half of that race? Golly. that's something we got a lot to talk about. A lot to unpack.
We definitely do. But are you gonna throw your 2 cents in on why the track is so dirty in Argentina, man?
Man, I don't know, man. Is it the bad drainage? Is it just debris coming out to the outside and just no one's cleaning it up? What's going on? Maybe Lewis has something to say about that, man.
Yeah, man. I spoke with our team guys that were working the track, and pretty much everybody in the support paddock hates that track. It's built on a swamp in the middle of a rainforest. So it's a very dirty track. And if you look, it's nothing but bugs. If you look at the sprint races, if you look after every practice, the guys are taking all their tear-offs off. Their helmets are covered in bugs. There's a lot of humidity. And so the track on the dirt on the track is one thing. The bugs is another thing. I mean, we had guys going out and getting bug nets to put in the garages so that the bugs wouldn't enter the garage. And then the last part is that the humidity, it's so moist there that when they're getting on the brakes and the carbon dust is kicking up, the carbon dust is going directly onto the suits and sticking to the suits. And getting that off the riders is next to impossible. So there's a lot of suits that are literally going to go into trash because they can't be cleaned anymore. I mean, it's that bad.
That makes sense. When you go back and see the race finish, Mark is zooming in on Mark's face. He's got it looks like Braille from far away because all the bugs just all over his helmet.
You can see it on a lot of the different riders' suits. The S1 fabric, which is the elasticated fabric that's underneath the arms, it looks like they sweat into it. It's actually dirt from the track, dirt from the carbon brakes, just dirt, and you can't get it off, It really looked bad on the VR46 team because they went with a flow yellow and white colorway. Yep. And so they looked like they were mud wrestling instead of racing motorcycles at the end of the race. I mean, Pecco's suit, I was like, dude, take your suit off, walk around naked. You look hard.
Wow.
You got your track stars. Your thoughts? No track days in Argentina for you?
Man. And I'm excited to visit Argentina one day. You know what I'm saying? But damn, just like Louis said, the suits look filthy. I was like, yo, is that an old suit that Morbidelli's wearing? Because they were on here so many times, and with that fluo yellow color all on the bottom of the suit where the elastic is that Louis is talking about being damn near black. You're like, what the hell's going on? But man, and all the crashes. I mean, shame was going on with the track, but the fans were unbelievable over there. Like they were going crazy. And I can't believe there were so many where's all these Marquez fans coming from, man? Like they must have doubled up. Like, what the hell's going on, Argentina? He's from Spain, not Argentina.
Spanish, man.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that had the soccer colors, but had his name on the back and not number 10. And I was just like, come on, bro. You're really trying to sell this thing. But let me ask you guys this: I feel like track stars. I can't even mention their names, so I got to say the brothers, right? Are we witnessing something amazing these first 2 rounds with these guys? Should we be soaking it in and appreciating it? I mean, we can't even say because there's not a lot of sibling stuff other than Venus and Serena. Right, to think of at that highest level. I know the Curry brothers, but they're not the same levels, and there's other folks. You know what I'm saying? Should we be appreciating it more, or should we be like myself and track stars, and we still ain't mentioning their names?
Man, absolutely, we should be talking about that, and I think they're soaking it all up. You see them doing reels with the dances. You see them having fun, celebrating, picking each other up. I mean, why not, man? Celebrate brotherhood. It's a beautiful thing. And the chance you get to do it at the highest level in anything, let alone racing motorcycles, I mean, that's something to celebrate. We should celebrate it. I think it brings people closer together. Why not, man? We celebrate wins. We celebrate when people win. We celebrate their birthdays. They talk about when Mark's birthday. That's just probably still talking about Rossi's birthday. He's not even racing anymore. So there's a lot of things to celebrate, and I think that's definitely one of them. When's the last time we've seen that in racing? That high of a level.
Right.
Yeah, I think we should celebrate it. I think it's bringing good attention to Alex Mark's already got the attention, but I think it's bringing attention to Alex because for a long time, Alex was looked at as Marquez's little brother, and that maybe he got some of the places he got because he was the little brother, but he's actually now showing his potential that he's got on a satellite team, but he's the number one rider. So this is the first opportunity he has to be the number one rider on a team where he's going to get the best data guy, the best chassis guy, the best technicians to work with him. And, you know, I'm sure he put in the work over the off season with his brother to get up to the condition that he's in, because I mean, all of these guys are athletes, and you got to be in the top condition to do what they do for the amount of time they do. For the people that have never been on the track and don't understand the physical toll that racing a bike at that speed with that much power takes on you, like you got to be a top physical condition. And his brother just showing like, hey, I have this condition. I also have this talent. And if it wasn't for my brother, I would have just won the first 2 races of the year and beat the factory riders. So you know, I think it's great. You know, I think it's really giving Marc Marquez and Alex, like I said, a time to shine, man. I hope that Alex can continue on this because I do want to see them both competing to the end of the year. Because it's interesting, man. We should, you know, the only other 2 brothers we have in racing right now are the low side brothers. And, you know, there's nothing special about those 2 guys except how much body work they take up each year. These guys are actually winning at the highest level on comparable equipment. Like, you know, it's not like one of them can say, I have such superior equipment. I'm sure Mark has got a little bit more sauce in the juice, but, you know, his little brother's not letting him get away, man. His little brother's keeping him honest. If not, I mean, Marquez would have just won the first 2 races by what? A combined 28 seconds? That would have been boring.
Track stars. I mean, Paul Pierce coming to your store, you dapping him up. I mean, you know, Tom Brady coming. What's the deal?
Hell no. If there's a kid in a spitting contest from Boston, I'm going to adult. You hear me? Like, there's no way. But we're like, oh my God! I mean, the team here. Have you seen the Gresini team hang out so much in the Ducati? Like, what is Pecco racing for Gresini? And that brothers are together on the Ducati factory bikes. Like, what is going on? I said that. Yeah, they're gonna sign him next year. They're gonna be like, you know what, Pecco, we would like to cancel.
They're gonna do a Bastianini on him.
Yo, basically, we canceled your contract. Yo, it's unbelievable what's going on. And listen, you have to be super strong to deal with what Pecco's dealing with. And I'm sure they try to prepare him for this, but he's proven that he just doesn't have the willpower to really stay focused on the track like he had done in the past. He had one of the greatest rivals, which was Jorge Martin, on track for a long time, and with the pressure of trying to provide championships for a factory bike while competing with a satellite bike. But now the true competition is sitting right next to him. And maybe this is why we never saw Jorge Martin get signed to Ducati, because they knew that Pecco had to be given all the attention all the time to maintain his focus and his competitiveness. And they were hoping to find the rider to replace Pecco, and they didn't believe that it was Martin, but they knew the whole time that it was Marquez who needed to come on Ducati, because he seems like he's been there for years. Like he belonged there from the day he was born. Not necessarily like he ever rode a Honda. It's just so disrespectful to my man Pecco. Oh my God. I'm sure we're going to talk more about this, but it's just complete disrespect.
Well, I mean, since you brought it up, let's talk about it now. Last year, after Pecco finished Coda, he only had 50 points. Going into Coda, he has 43 points. So he has a better year this year than last year. on paper so far. So outside, and he's not even a champion, right? Is it fair that they're treating him like Jason Tatum right now? And there's a whole bunch of other guys on the grid that should carry some of that water. I mean, you guys, is it really pressure? Pecco can't handle the pressure of Marc Marquez being on the same team as him, or we just need to relax a little bit.
You're muted, Cheetah.
Sorry about that. I think it's a bit of everything because last year I think he had 8 DNFs. Pecco.
Yeah.
Let that sink in, Trax. I saw you sit back there for a second.
I had
It's a lot. So if you think about it, there's a lot to watch for Pecco in this year. And with the pressure of having to chase down not just one Marquez brother, but 2, right? What happens to him now? Or is he going to continue to DNF? We don't know yet. There's a lot of question marks for him. And frankly speaking, he kind of has gotten lucky the last couple of years, not having to chase a guy like this, especially on his team with equal machinery. We're going to see a lot of mental games going on, and we're going to frankly see the psychology of Pecco. Is he going to be able to pick up and just really pick his bootstraps up and start getting to work and put down some real heaters? Or is he just going to place 4th, 5th, 6th and, be grateful that the number 1 plate isn't in playing right now to give him another, push him back another spot. So it's a lot to watch out for with Pecco and Marc right now. I'm very interested to see this.
Louis, man, I mean, with the speakers and the bass coming from Rossini / factory, I mean, Pecco, can he really relax?
No, he can't, man. I mean, it's still early in the season. This is a 22 race season. We're only 2 races into it. We still got 20 to go, plus the sprint races. I mean, there's plenty of time for him to shine. But this early in the season, you're already setting a tone, because let's be honest, when we talk about Coda, that's another Marc home track. He's going to be really hard to beat. And this kind of goes back to something that I said in the past. In the past, we always said, is it a great rider or a great bike? And I've always gone with the contention that Martin and Pecco are very, very good riders on a great bike. And now you have a great rider on a great bike, and he's showing how that extra level, what it actually looks like when you put it on the track. Martin and Pecco have been battling each other, and they're both on the same more or less level. And last year they were racing with somebody who was on a better level, but on inferior equipment. Now that person's on the best equipment, and he's got that extra sauce that nobody else has. And that's why he's walking away from these guys. And now Pecco has to come to the realization that, oh man, I haven't been fighting an equal opponent. Now I'm fighting a superior opponent. That guy's got this extra thing that I don't have. I can't figure it out. I see his data. I just don't understand how he could break that late, how he can lean that way, how he could do things on the bike that I can't do. So what? Do I have to learn how to re-ride the bike? And by the time he learns to re-ride, Marc's already riding the bike. By the time Pecco catches up, we could be in 6-7 rounds. And if Marc keeps going this way, I mean, he could technically sweep the next 3 rounds.
Oh, we're not going to talk like that. Let's move right to Trax Starz. Trax Starz. I mean, should Pecco retire, take his 3 rings like some of these F1 drivers do after they get 1 title, or this is just going to make him stronger?
I think my problem with making a prediction right now is that I'm not making a prediction based off of my belief in Pecco's talent. My prediction would go right now based on Pecco's confidence. It's out the window. His language, how he's talking, how he just sounds defeated. He sounds. It's only the 2nd race. Yes, there's 4 races because you gotta count the sprint, and he has to be like, yo, what is going on? But the problem is that he's basically, he says it. He's like, I don't know. He's just on another level. He's on the same bike as me, and I'm not even close. And the worst thing that bothers me, he doesn't even acknowledge Alex Marquez. Alex is a key in this race, because Pecco never even gets close to him. Never even gets a chance to really go behind Alex, Mark, and get a shot to battle with him. It's not even close. As together, it's them two, and they're trying to pull away on everybody. And there's no chance for Pecco to come around. And Pecco's mind is playing games not only during the race but in qualifying. He's so concerned with trying to outdo Mark that I think he's outdoing himself, and just killing his whole momentum. You are too. I wish somebody was in his corner talking to him, because there's people talking to Marquez right now. Everyone seems to have a 93 jersey on. The same people who were rooting for him before. And no one's telling him, bro, two-time champion. You know how to ride this bike. You've been on this bike for 4 years. Like, what is going on with you? This is not
busy. They too busy celebrating with Mark in the Ducati garage to worry about Pecco.
What's the chant that they do?
Feel like somebody come put the warmers on, man.
Yo,
somebody put my stand on real quick. Where y'all at?
It's really to go. It's really hard to go put your arm around Pecco as Gigi D'Eligio or any of the top guys when you're soaking in champagne from Mark Marquez and his brother, and then you go over to Pecco and like, hey man, next time you got him, and you don't got him, man. You don't got him. Like
I better not see Pecco's wife in the garage next door and celebrating. I better not.
Bro, at least in Rossi's era, you could just at least go home and not hear anything else.
Yeah,
right. And hops on the internet and it's nothing but memes.
Yeah, and then the other thing, Mark is even going a little deeper with the head games, because Mark's already been asked, like, who's your competition? And instead of saying Pecco, which he was saying earlier in the year, he's pretty much, hey, as of right now, my brother's my main competition. Like, I'm having a struggle to really work and fight against him. And Pecco's finishing 8.5, 9 seconds behind them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then in the Saturday press conference after the sprint, he said, "I'm not here for third place." Then on Sunday, he got fourth place. I guess you're not here for the podium either, because you're going backwards.
Wow. Come on, man. Listen, hey, Kobe got 3. He had to sit out for a little bit, regroup, came back and got 2 more. I think Pecco's built of the same cloth as Marquez and Rossi and these guys. And I think Rossi, they're talking. I mean, I think the race is a long season. I think they'll figure it out. And I still don't. I think he's taken the brunt of the MotoGP criticism of what the Marquez brothers are doing. And let's talk about some of these other guys that we can shovel some of that on, like Bezzecchi and Aprilia and what's going on there. And it seems like, we got hackers in Argentina because somebody uploaded some bad software on Ayaguru's bike. What's going on, guys?
Man, Bezzecchi got the shit end of the stick, man, with Quartararo crushing him out on turn 1, lap 1, right? Isn't that what happened?
The first one, I think it was.
Yes, I'll go with that.
Am I tripping?
Yeah,
who was that?
Oh, yeah.
Was that who got taken out by Quartararo?
No, but Quartararo didn't go out.
Oh, that was a sprint.
Slammed into the back of Quartararo because he couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And then
that
he
was
crashed.
a sprint, right?
No, that was the race. Because
in
the
sprint,
sprint, Bezzecchi got 6th.
Who crashed who? Who hit who? My bad.
Bezzecchi hit Quartararo from behind. He got a great launch. He just didn't know how to stop because of the great launch. And he went into the back of Quartararo.
And that wasn't the race, right? What was that?
Yeah, that was the race. That was the beginning of the race.
Yeah, before the first corner.
Yeah,
so Bezzecchi got taken. Bezzecchi went out, right?
He took himself out.
He took himself out and almost took out Quartararo.
Yeah,
my bad. I got that totally wrong.
No.
But that was wild. I mean, to see that. But I was really thinking about this Ayagur thing. Did that you think that's really what happened to where that's why he went up in spots like that? Because I mean, if you look at, I don't know, man, if you look at the way he was picking spots up, and then at one point he was behind Pecco, right? Or no, right behind Zarco or something. It was very close. And then he started getting kind of pushed back a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that what is the cheat code? Does anyone have any insight to that?
Did Acosta have it last year?
Left, right.
Yeah, man. Was it a tune? Well, it had to be a tune.
It wasn't a
homologated
tune.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
And but they're prototype bikes, so how can it be?
So there's an ECU and a software package everybody has to use.
Okay.
And you can work within that ECU and software package. Somebody somehow went in and manipulated the software package that they have, and by doing that, it's considered non-homologated software. So if you go in there and change the parameters outside of the parameters that are set by the FIM, by Dorna, by MotoGP, and you go outside of those parameters, then now you're doing something to, and that this could be something as easy as changing like a fuel mapping to go outside of like the range of the fuel mapping, which again, if you can give a bike more fuel, you can get more horsepower, but you're also going to have less distance with your fuel or your fuel consumption is going to go up. So there's a lot of things you can do legally in the software, but if you just go outside of their parameters or use another software to bypass their software, now you're using a non-homologated software.
Right. But what could that software do for an inexperienced rider?
For an inexperienced or an experienced rider?
And to be an inexperienced, because in the sense that he's a rookie coming in, and also that like he was finished 4th, 5th in Thailand or whatever. So it's not like he was in the back of the pack. He was also able to go faster. So it kind of... I mean,
it could be something as easy as giving him a little bit more horsepower. It could be something as giving him like a slightly different settings corner to corner, like outside of the normal range. I don't want to take anything away from Aguro's talent. Even if he had an extra 5 horsepower, he still has to ride that bike. He still has to hit the brakes. He still has to go through the corners. He still has to trail, get off the brakes, get on the gas, get the bike over to the other side. He still has to do all the work.
Right.
I don't want to take anything away from what he did in Thailand, and I don't want to take anything away from what he did in Argentina. Even if he had a little extra juice in the bike, he still has to bring the talent. And so I don't think anybody should be taking anything away from Aguro. Even if he had an extra 6 horsepower, let's say, like that's a significant amount when you're talking about these bikes, but he's still got to ride the bike, man, whether it's 6 horsepower or not. And he has shown that the guy's legit. I said last weekend that I think this will be a unique test for him. And on Saturday, we did see he struggled a little bit, but then on Sunday, he adapted. And again, maybe the software on Sunday was different than the software on Saturday, so it helped him adapt a little more. But either way, he still had to ride the hell out of that bike to end up in the position he's in. So I'm not going to take anything away from him.
I was going to ask. I was just going to ask: does Aprilia Racing and Trackhouse Aprilia have the same kind of setup? Everything as far as
I think, they mentioned on the commentator said that they're both factory bikes.
Yeah, they're both pretty much all factory bikes, and they share the data across all of them to try to get the project moving forward. So,
right. So yes, Trax Starz. What are your thoughts on Aprilia, Bezzecchi? You want some of that software for that V4 of yours?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it. But no, I mean, Bezzecchi, I was hoping for more, man. Like, he looked really good during qualifying, made it to Q2 straight. I figured like, when the race comes, he's gonna be a problem, The worst thing happened, like, possibly that could happen to him. He gets a amazing launch off the start, and I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna be in the front, and then disaster. Like, I mean, and when I first saw it happening live during the race, I'm like, yo, that's not his fault. They took him out. And then you see it, and you're like, oh my God, he never broke. It was, and it's difficult to launch that Aprilia that way, So shout out to my man Bez for getting that amazing launch. But damn, boy, don't forget the brake, baby. But it is what it is. It's early. Bezzecchi's playing a major role for Aprilia. He has a lot of pressure on him. He's young. It's only uphill from here. And as far as the rookies that these guys are talking about, I don't know if y'all remember, watch the previous show. I did make a comment that the rookies are going to go back to the back. They're going to go to the back. And that's exactly where they all ended up, in the back. And Aguro looked great in the front, battling. But you know what happened? You found out.
Got hacked. Got hacked.
Yeah. We could blame it on the hack if you want, baby. But yo, the front of the grid is who belong there.
No doubt, the experienced ones. It's possible that Morbidelli might have handed off the juju off of him into Bezzecchi, because Morbidelli is looking really good. What are your thoughts on him this weekend? Aside of all the bugs and the discoloration of his suit, you guys think of what Morbidelli's doing?
Man, he was solid. I mean, if it wasn't for Bezzecchi going down, would it have been four Ducatis in front of him, in front of Pecco? My bad, I just thought that. But yeah, man, Morbidelli had a great performance, and he was able to get in front of Pecco and just stay in front of Pecco, right? Like pretty much somewhere after lap 4 or 5, if I recall correctly. But
yeah,
he kept it real early and just kept it going, and very impressive by him. So hopefully we can see more of that coming up soon. Because this was a very unique track. I wanted to add something, if I could. Very curvy track, not a lot of straights, one long straight, and very high speed back-to-backs. And one thing I just wanted to add on top of your question was Honda, man. We saw 3 Hondas in top 10, but Honda was also, the commentators were saying, lacking in straight line speed. So was it an advantage for them to be there? I just wanted to throw that in the mix with your question, though.
Oh, we're gonna get to Honda, don't worry. But no, for sure. What are your thoughts, Louis, on what's going on there with my man Morbidelli? He's the best VR46 Academy rider outside Simoncelli.
Well, on last week's show, I think somebody said he was going to get a hometown bump.
I think so.
And I said that because he's close to Brazil, you always get that extra 0.3 of a second. And I was impressed that he was up there. I did not think he was going to be in the top 6. I knew he was going to be somewhere in the top 6, especially being his home, as close to a home race for his Brazilian fans as he is. But I was super impressed more with the fact that he was on the soft compound rear tire.
I was going to bring that up.
And that was the one thing that I was like, that might be
medium?
Great. Yeah, that might be great at the beginning of the race, maybe to the midway point, but like the last 3/4 of the race, he could suffer. And I think he did really well to keep Pecco behind him. He got a good gap on Pecco, and at one point he actually started to catch up or close the gap a little bit on Mark.
Right.
And then, I think maybe the tire degradation hit him with like 5 laps to go, and he kind of just had to hey, I just got to get this in 3rd place.
Right.
And
you think if he'd went with the medium, he would have been able to chase down Alex?
I can't say that, because I can't say that he would have the early grip to catch up to them. So it's the trade-off. You had that early strong grip that he was able to work his way through the field and get to the point he got to. But that last 5-6 laps, he was just. I feel that it was a very mature ride for him to bring it in 3rd place, knowing that Pecco was closing in on him, and he was still able to stay strong enough and run through all the rubber on the soft rear tire and bring it in 3rd place.
Yeah. Only him and Digin Antonio, the only 2 that ran soft in the rear.
And I was surprised that they both moved forward towards the end of the race. I thought towards the end of the race they were going to start going backwards, and they for some reason the VR46 team was able to get a little bit extra out of that soft rear that nobody else seemed to get.
Okay. What are your thoughts, Trax Starz, on my boy Morbidelli and what they're doing?
Man, I hate when Louis says things and it happens, and this seems to happen a lot. That Morbidelli call, oh my God. Like, I get it. These guys been on this bike. They've been on that platform. Ducati might have made a huge mistake staying on the 2024, because these guys are coming. DG is right there. Like, the guy, even with the mistakes that they were making, the bikes were all over the place, including Mark's. But we're talking about VR46 is on the cusp that they are chasing down these guys. I'm hoping that they get to make it really interesting, because I need it. Like I said earlier, I need to be surprised. I want to see that type of thing happen more often than not. To see Morbidelli go through the pack was just impressive. And even with that tire choice, and a lot of people went with soft. It's not like they were the only two.
No, they were the only two. They were the
Yeah,
only two.
they were the only two that went with the
Yeah.
soft.
Yeah.
Oh, I
in
thought
the main race. In the main race.
Okay, I thought some of the Hondas were on the soft tire as well, but you guys know better than me, and it's just incredible to see them do what they were able to do, especially Morbidelli. It's been 3 years. They said that he hasn't been on a podium. That's a lot of races. And I could have sworn I seen Morbidelli on a podium, but I guess not, and it meant everything. And to tell you, shout out to you, Lou, because you definitely said that he's going to get some of that Brazilian air into that bike, fed through and give it that extra juice.
Hey, I do want to point out, Rex was the only one that had Morbidelli on the podium, and he had him in third.
Nice.
Yeah,
Rex, I didn't even remember that, Rex.
His first and second were Pecco and Bez, so I don't know, man. It's a wash.
So that's bad. That cancels that completely out, man.
Bez had to start. He messed it up after that.
He did have to start. He launched like a rocket.
I know early on in the show, you guys says it's a foregone conclusion that Marquez and the Marquez brothers are going to do it. We're talking about Pecco is the only one that could come in, but as Trax Starz just mentioned, the BR46 Academy guys, they're coming. I think the other riders are coming. I think these first couple of rounds is still too soon to write everybody else off. And it's what we want to see in MotoGP, right? But let's talk about those Honda guys and what they did and how impressive they were, because we're talking about them before we talk about KTM and Yamaha. You know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts? I mean, I'll say this. I think Zarco should get a factory seat, and I'll throw this out. 100%. If Zarco would have stayed with Ducati for that 1-year contract, what would have happened these past couple of years if he was still with Ducati? Because he's riding amazing.
Yeah, he's definitely riding amazing. He would have done great on Ducati. He's doing amazing on Honda right now. For sure deserves that factory bump if he stays on Honda. I don't know how long his contract is with Castrol, but definitely. And I think he would have really, his tire fell off in those last couple laps for sure. I think he was, that's why he fell back behind Digi, right? His tires kind of fell back a little, but he was right there. I mean, top 10 for Honda is just an amazing result. But again, they're lacking in straight line speed is what the commentators are saying. And I'm really curious to see what happens at places like Coda, which is coming up. So we'll see.
I mean, as far as Coda, I'll say Rins was able to get one on a Honda. So what are your thoughts, Louis?
Yeah, I'm super impressed by what Honda's doing. I mean, they've had a long trip back to the front. I mean, they're not right at the tip of the sword yet, but just 3 guys finishing in those top 10, 11 positions is, I mean, Honda's got to take that as a win compared to where they were last year, where, they ended most races with 3/4 of the team coming back in the crash truck. Zarco's definitely, we talked about this before the show started, but Zarco has been one of those perennial guys that he's just a workhorse. Everywhere he goes, he just puts his head down, does the work, puts it. And I think Honda's really benefiting from having him there. Does he deserve a factory ride? I mean, yeah. If there's a spot available on the factory team, and even if there's not, then supply his satellite team with the exact factory bike, because it seems like he's one of the guys that's really helping develop the bike. If you saw after the race, when they showed him in the pit, debriefing, going through what can we do, giving them information on what he was seeing, the problems, the degradation with the tire. Like, the guy is a great development rider. The guy is a great rider. We make fun of him because he looks like he's 45 years old. The guy's only 34, so he's only a year older than Marc Marquez. He just looks old, Like I said before, the French don't age well. I don't know what to tell you. But the guy has plenty of time left. He's got a lot of fuel in the tank. And you know, there's no doubt that this guy wants to win, man. I mean, the guy's a 2-time Moto2 champion. He has the desire to be on the top step of the podium. And who knows, man? Austin has been very good to Honda for many years when Mark was riding. And even Rins was able to win on the Honda, which was not in the best of shape. So there's no doubt that if he puts his head down, I mean, this might be a track where he can get into the podium, you know, actually put a Honda on the podium, which I think would be great, man. For him, for Honda, for everybody at HRC, you know, I think that those are all the little wins you have to go and kind of take hold of when you come from the position they've been in for the past 2 years, where it's just been misery after, you know, crash after. I think they should hold their head up high. I think they're doing the right thing. I think the team that they brought in to work with the mechanics, the new director of HRC Racing, all these people are bringing it together, man. This might not be their year, but they're heading in the right direction.
Nice. And Trax Starz, man, did Joanne Mayer call you and invite you over? Because he looks like he's having more fun than he's had since he was with Suzuki.
Yo, Johan must have heard my comment that they're gonna clap out all the old riders and send them off to pasture. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Jack Miller got the memo. I don't think Quattorano got the memo. I don't think Vinales got the memo. You know, these are the guys I've been saying for a long time. Like, the young guns are gonna come and take those seats. And Johan said, no, my friend. And just performed on a whole nother level. I mean, I think it was 6 in the race, 4th in the sprint. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You don't want Zarco 6th, yeah.
Yeah.
Zarco.
And then the to me, like, even more important than him is Luca Marini coming in top 10, you know? And moving up from the sprint race to which he was in 13th to 10th. And Mir's been looking comfortable on the bike right there with Zarco. So it's, you know, to get Luca really moving forward that much, it means a lot. Because that means that the bike is actually working. They're getting better with the development of that Honda. Because to me, I think the one thing that I learned from last year about Luca Marini, which I have a nice heart for because of the VR46, my man Rossi, I'm a huge fan. Luca is not a bike developer. He really looked like a completely different rider on the Honda, and to prove Lewis's point that the Ducati is that incredible and that the bike sometimes makes the rider. Fine, I'll give you that because of what I've been seeing on the Honda last year to this year, that the bike is actually improving, and you're noticing it by Luca's improvement as well. We're moving through the grid. So Honda is doing something right. I hope they continue to do it because MotoGP needs it. We need it as fans to see it competitive. And shout out to you, Smitty. Finally, Honda is doing something.
No doubt. Let's talk about the other Japanese brand. I don't know who have more bad luck, Alex Rins or Oliveira. Oliveira just seems to get taken out every year by somebody and out, right? Out of the race this past week. And hopefully, I don't know what his injuries are, so hopefully he'll be back for the next round. But let's talk about the Yamaha guys and just the bad luck of Oliveira.
Man, remind me again how Oliveira got taken out.
You got taken out by Furman Aldeguer.
Yeah.
Furman Aldeguer got
back on the bike. That's right.
Aldeguer
got back on the bike. Yeah. That sucks, man. Bad luck for him. What can you say? And then I almost want to challenge that by saying who had it worse, him or Aldeguer, because Aldeguer is the only Ducati past 5th, and he came in like 16th, right?
He got a rookie. He got a rookie stamp though, so you know he'll get a pass.
Man. He's on a Ducati, and like there's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was sad to see Oliveira go out like that. Unfortunately, well, the rookie sign is the L sign, right? Learner's sign on the thing.
I was saying loser, really, but it's
he's got the learner's permit.
But he needs to learn. I mean, I think I don't know. I said this from the time he got his contract. He's not thinking clearly and making bad decisions on the track.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's between him and Bastianini for who had it worse. Bastianini in 17th, man. And now you always look back at who's on that same brand and all the way up there, and it's Acosta. Acosta got a good tow from Pecco in qualifying and put himself in a good position for the race, and was able to really put that KTM up there with Brad. So it's just interesting to see that Bastianini had, and luckily Vinales was able to make up a few spots because it was really him and Bastianini there for a second. So just way back there. And so it's tough to see that, but I guess we can have an award session for who had it the worst. Who's the worst rider?
Right. Well, I mean, a manufacturer, team, and individual.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Louis, on Yamaha? And let's throw KTM in the mix because it looks like even Yamaha, for the most part, it looked like they had a better weekend. I mean, Brad looked well, but Brad also had some issues.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before. I don't think KTM's moving in the right direction. I think they're going to take either no step or a step back this year. Yamaha is a little bit in that same position. They're still down on top speed. They still don't have exactly the mix of bike and pieces to be competitive. Between those two, I mean, it's hard to say who's in worse shape. I mean, I think KTM is in worse shape because they came from better shape, if that makes sense. Like last year, we didn't expect anything from Yamaha. And this year, if they do even slightly better, then that's a positive. But KTM actually had a pretty positive year last year. And now it seems like every weekend they're running into problems. They're running into issues. And, they're finishing in the lower half of the grid for the most part. I mean, when you said Bastianini, I had to remind myself that he even races. I don't see that guy anymore. And this goes back to, again, a good rider on a great bike, the bike can make him look great. A good rider on a moderate bike, he will not overcome a moderate bike. So this goes back to like all the years that Mark was racing that shit box and was still staying competitive. Even if he was tossing it into the kitty litter, it wasn't that the rider wasn't great, is that he was trying to overcome the limitations of the bike that he was working on.
Yeah. Man. Tough
and
critic.
Bastianini now is on a moderate bike, and it's just showing the level that he's at when Acosta is dusting him, Brad Binder is dusting him. Like, why did he get that ride with Ducati to begin with? Because he was on a Ducati that made him look good. So Ducati was like, hey, this guy's got talent. And then they put him on a Ducati bike, and he showed one or two flashes of brilliance on a better bike than everybody else on the grid. And now that he's on a KTM, where is he at? Hold on. I don't go past 15, so I got to scroll down a little further.
Oh, my God.
17th.
He's been on fire, though. He's
17th out of 20, and that's because two people crashed out. Oh, I'm sorry. One person crashed out. One person got disqualified. If not, he would have been 19th out of 20. And the only person behind him was Bezzecchi, who crashed in turn one and was a lap behind everybody else.
I'm just saying, didn't he do well on a 19 Ducati? Bastianini to win the factory seat over Martin. Was it a 21 or 19? It was a 19 bike that was still a bit to fight with.
I think it was a 20. Wasn't it a 21 bike? Because
he
was there for 2 years, 21, 22,
it was a 21
22,
bike?
23. Yeah, so it was a 21 bike.
And he was 23 before he got the factory seat. So he was on a 21 bike when he... Because remember, they skipped a year, right? They did skip a year,
But remember, by then, Ducati was already the bike to beat. If he was on Andrea Dovizioso's Ducati and competitive, then I'd be like, all right, he's got some talent, because Andrea Dovizioso was riding the hell out of a bike that was still in development.
Yeah.
But he was already on a bike that was well developed when Andrea Dovizioso left.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Fair. Again, now, if not for two guys crashing out, he would have been 19th out of 20th, and the only guy behind him was a guy that ran off track in turn 1 and had to make up, 38 or 40 seconds.
Right.
Like
Track
that's
stars, man.
not a good look.
Is it
Yeah,
off with
yeah.
their heads like Lewis is saying? I mean,
Nah,
two
come
rounds
on.
on a new bike. He's been on a duck for so
Come
long.
on. Yeah, Louis.
Mark's on a new bike, technically.
He had a year.
Agura's on a new bike. Agura is a rookie on a
Listen,
new bike.
You
He's got
have,
the cheat code.
you got to look at the
yeah,
ones and zeros with Agura.
yeah.
Vinales is
Lewis
on a
is
new bike.
unfair. Lewis is unfair. He's a guy about, don't talk to me what you did yesterday. Talk to me about what you did today. You know, like I already know his lines. I know his lines, yo. This guy is unfair. You know, he deletes, and when he deletes, he's not asking you for your contact again. So make sure you stay where you need to be. Yo, this guy Bastianini, we know this guy was a possible champion. You know, he beat out the champion for the in the factory for the factory bike. He beat out Jorge Martin for it, and they thought he was the next coming. And even in the following season, he had not the best start to the season, but he came back from way back to gain a whole bunch of points and even some wins the following season to still be mentioned in the name of possibilities. And he helped out Pecco a lot to make sure that he capitalized off the wins. And this year, it's his first year on the KTM. People, be a little patient. He's not gonna stay back there for too long.
I mean, he can't go further back. So yeah, he's not going to stay back there. I mean,
damn.
Yo,
you can only go forward with
further back than Albuquerque.
Yo, stop it. He's gonna figure this bike out. I mean, yo, listen, we are witnessing something that we are not gonna forget with what the two Marquez brothers are doing. And of course, we have another phenom in Iagura. You know what I'm saying? We were going crazy with Acosta last year, and to see that we have Iagura doing what he's doing, even with the cheat codes, it doesn't matter. It's showing that this transition from Moto 3 to Moto 2 to MotoGP really does work, and that the development process is showing great signs of the future of racing here for MotoGP. But we cannot forget about the people who already been on the platform. We can't just see them in the middle of the bread, as the tomato, not necessarily the ham or the cheese. Bastianini is the ham in the sandwich. You're gonna taste that flavor. You're gonna taste the prosciutto very soon. Don't worry.
All right, man. That's what's up. I gotta get out of here, guys, but I got one last question for you guys before I get out of here. Which rider needs to be most improved in Coda?
Oof.
That's a tough one. I think there's a lot of ones.
Man, there's a lot of guys, man.
I'm gonna say the most improved I would want to see is actually Pecco. Okay. Because as much as I'm a huge fan of Mark, you guys already know that, but I do want to see that close rivalry. Because I think there's no other person that's better fitted to be next to Mark in that seat right now, with his history, with his championships, and his caliber with Ducati. I think he just needs to get locked in, and now is the most important time for him. Early in the season, when he can kind of get close to the Mark brothers right now, the Marquez brothers. Because if he loses Mark right now, it's going to be Mark can sit out for a couple races, can get injured for one race, and still come back and beat him. Right? We need to see Pecco kind of lock in and keep that trio going in the front to where now we're seeing it's a 4th, 5th, 6th battle. I just want to see them battle it out for the top 3 now. Because when's the last time we've seen the top 3, 4 battle it out for first? It's rare, and we want to see that again happen. And used to happen a lot in the early 2000s. So we want to see some more of that.
For me, I think it's either one of the factory Yamaha guys. Factory Yamaha's got to show something, whether it's factory Yamaha or it's satellite. Like Yamaha's got to show something at Coda. It might not be the best track for them, but they can't keep finishing outside of the top 10. I think Quartararo could have done good this weekend, but again, they can't keep finishing outside the top 10. Whether it's Rins or Quartararo, they got to move up to the front. Bezzecchi, I mean,
no, took out Quartararo, so
yeah. I mean, he got Bezzecchi, but this is a track that I know in the past Quartararo's had some decent finishes. So, I would like to see Yamaha show something at this track. If not, I mean, when they get to the European rounds, they're a little slightly smaller tracks, not as long straightaways, and the Yamaha will hopefully gain some speed there, but they can't just wait for their best tracks. They got to show some improvement at every track. They can't just wait to cherry pick certain tracks.
It's my turn, I guess. I'm going to go with Bezzecchi needs to be the most improved. This is his opportunity. He's coming to a track where he has done well in. Aprilia has won in. I think that it's Bezzecchi's week to really improve and show that not only Aprilia has a chance with a good bike to be in contention for a championship, for Jorge to motivate Jorge to hurry back. But I think it also is going to say a lot for who Bezzecchi is as a rider. To get this bike top 5. Like, it has to place top 5, not only in the sprint, but also in the race. Like, and if he hits a podium, forget about it. It'll be a game changer. I think Pecco's going to be who he is. I don't think, not to say that Cheetah's wrong, but I think Pecco's already knows that he has the ability to put the bike in the podium. He has to move up further to stay in the championship. He has to win a race eventually, but I think there'll be more rounds, and hopefully, Marquez is not feeling the bike at a certain place or makes a wrong tire choice. It's going to happen. Eventually, Pecco's going to hit that podium. But I think it's more significant for a guy like Bezzecchi to really put it. Yamaha, I think you guys are finito until you get that V4.
Oh, man. I'll say Luca Marini. He has to, and Zarco's doing, he has to start to show out, especially as a factory rider. But I want to thank all you guys for coming on. Tell people how they can get in contact with you and find you and all that fun stuff.
It's Cheetah 740, Instagram, YouTube. But before we go, can I get one prediction for next Coda's race, for the race, on who's top 3? Just top 3 once again. I love these predictions, man. It makes me come back and get some talking going about who won.
All right. I'll let you guys go first.
Louis.
I'm going to say Marquez. Honestly, I want to say Bezzecchi getting a podium, like legit getting a podium, either second or third, and then probably capped off with Marquez again or Pecco. Like that's my mix. So it would be Marquez, Bez, Marquez, Pecco.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I don't need to ask which Marquez, right? Mix.
Yeah.
Which is which, yeah.
Older brother, Bezzecchi, younger brother.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Trax, what about you, man?
I got Marc Marquez winning. I got Pecco in second. And I got Bezzecchi in third.
Okay. Hey, I got Morbidelli winning. I got Bezzecchi up there somewhere, and I'm gonna throw Alex Rins in the mix. You talking about it's a long season, Track Stars, and getting lucky. Marquez had a couple of he saved it last round, but he's not gonna save it every round. and he was a little he wasn't that comfortable with.
He was a little out of shape.
He was a little out of shape.
I think I saw that. I definitely saw that. But I think it's a little dramatization for to make it look interesting for his brother that he's trying to bring his brother to the team. I think it's more show and movie script than it is really happening that way.
Yeah. I think Coda's an important track for Mark to win, man, because he was the king of Coda for a long time, and then he fell off. And I think coming back to Coda is a track he's comfortable with. He's on a better equipment than he's been on in a long time.
He's going to show out.
Yeah, I think he's going to really try to lay the hammer down from the first qualifying or free practice. I think.
I feel like it's before that, bro. I feel like he's going to make a teaser with him on a cowboy.
He might do like a video.
When he dominated. Yeah, I got Mark, I got Alex, I got Bez. That's my prediction.
Nice.
Man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So we
Marquez
all
looks like he's going through
Bez
midlife crisis. Yeah. Oh, for sure, Bez.
All right, good.
No doubt. Tell people how they can find you, man, so we can get out of here.
Me, you can find on Instagram, Real Louis Ortega, and you can find me some other places. But if you have any questions, you can always send them to Trax Starz. Tell him Louis is right again, and he'll be more than happy to pass those questions on to me. Trax.
Oh, you can find me at Trax Starz, spelled TraxStarz. If you need anything from Ducati, you want the best bike, come to Ducati New York. If you're in the East Coast, or any Warhorse dealership, make sure you reach out to HSBK. Use Trax Starz when you call on the phone, or email Zach at HSBK Racing, and just mention Trax Starz. They'll hook you up. And make sure you go to your nearest Dainese store to get your Dainese gear, your AGV helmets, your Dainese suits. I'm telling you, the season starting, we will have everything you need at Dainese or Dainese New York. Mention Trax Starz at any store, and they will take care of you. Like I always say, stay up on tools, baby.
Nice. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming on. It's the Be Forever Cool podcast. My name is Rexy Fortyfive. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.